2K and working out is the best thing ever.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Boston Celtics in Boston. Well, for Boston, it must be pointed out that a win here would give them the 6th best record in the league. That's a pretty good spot to be in at this time of year. And tonight, we'll see Andre Drummond, one of the more
It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Orlando Magic today. We're all set to bring you NBA action. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony, Chris Webber. Hall of Fame sideline reporter is David Aldridge. And we're happy to have with us one of the great two-way players in the history of the game, Kevin Garnett. KG, welcome.
Man, thank you.
How's that headset feel? Feel pretty good?
Man, this is, hey, I never knew, Kel. This is a great fit, bro.
It's not too bad, is it?
Is this mine?
Yeah, it's yours, and you look good in it.
Thank you, bro.
Looking back to the last matchup between these two teams, it was Orlando who was unable to get it done against the Boston Celtics. So they win one, lose one. Things have been pretty evenly matched so far. One of these teams has to step up.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Now the starting group for Orlando. Andre Robertson out there with Kaminsky. Then there's Hernan Gomez. Then it's Moutier, and it's Harden in at the 1 spot. Now here's Harden. Last game out, we saw him pour in 42. 4 on the clock. Count that bucket. Harden's got his first 2 points of the night. And Kevin, you were drafted back in 1995, straight out of high school. You ever wonder how your career might have been different had you played some college basketball?
When I look at college, those are people that are going to, if not prepare themselves for something else. I was doing the same thing at a rapid rate. Doing it through college.
Very accelerated rate.
Very accelerated rate. Where people was getting in 4 years, I was probably getting in 6 months, if not 3 months. I had to understand and articulate it. Then I got to block out. I got to understand what all that is and how finance and economics work and how it affects me. And now I got to strategize for when I'm going to do certain business moves throughout this whole season and be able to talk to an owner and talk and negotiate and go back and forth within a certain timeline. This is all stuff that you don't get in a book. This is all on the ground. You got to learn it, and you got to have a passion for it. You can't sit back and let somebody do your job for you. You got to know what it is. To be able to teach someone something is elite to me. So, you know.
And it was a process, and you enjoyed the process, though, right? Because you were a sponge. You absorbed so much as from a person watching you go through all this.
Kid, I'm a student.
Yeah.
And you know me. You've been knowing me since I was a kid. You saw my growth. You saw when I struggled. One thing about struggle, you always have a chance to do something about that. I like to think that in life you have a choice. It's what you do and how you do it. And I've always wanted to be a person of quality. Always wanted to be a person of class. You know that. And I'm a professional, and I was taught that you don't get to pick and choose when you're a professional. And I like to think that I've learned through my mistakes and have applied the stuff that I've learned through my mistakes. Some of the things I'm teaching these young guys, some of the things I'm talking to these young guys about is just simple experiences and how I messed up. And if I could do it over, I would do it like this. And if I could talk to, my parents, and I had parents like your parents, I would sit down and I would say this. Relating to these young guys, understanding these young guys, understanding, period, says a lot for everything, bro. That's what I've learned throughout this.
And the Celtics with possession here after the Magic pick up 2. Harris kicks to DeRozan. Over Moutier, and it's good off the back rim and in. DeRozan's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
And it's not difficult to see the potential that Harris has. I mean, he's a guy that can do just about everything out there on the floor.
Now here's Kaminsky, guarded by Harris. Out to the right wing. And the basket by Kaminsky. Kaminsky's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And Kevin, you talk about the makeup of a championship roster. Can you win it if you're not bound together, if you're not like a family?
I don't know. I only have one as a family.
Yeah.
And I just don't know them going forward and doing something together that it represents family. I think that if you're doing something alone, that says solo. If you're doing something as family, it makes it a lot more easy.
Well said. Here's Moutier. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. Kaminsky kicks to Moutier. Here's Robertson. And it's sent back by Drummond.
And shooters have to be careful when Drummond is roaming nearby. He is a defensive menace who takes his shot blocking very seriously.
Outside Rose.
That's just a quick move to the 10 and an even quicker reaction by the D to stop him there.
Teardrop shot. Kaminsky the pass to Hernan Gomez. From deep Harden. And again, it's Orlando with the three.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Rose with the ball. And it's Harden picking him up. Harris outside. Wants to get it to DeRozan and does. Over Moutier. DeRozan's shot is off. Magic leading by 8. And David Aldridge spoke with Brad Stevens. David?
Thanks, Kevin. He told me that when you're playing against a team as good as they are inside, you have to stop the easy looks. He said if they can keep them out of the paint, they'll be in good shape to win. We'll see, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, David. Now here's Kaminsky following the miss by DeRozan. Over Drummond. Chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. For Boston, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. It's good.
And Derrick Rose certainly equipped athletically to punish teams in the paint.
Moutier kicks to Kaminsky. Moutier with the ball. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. To the wing on the left, to the inside. Here's Harden. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Robertson, no good on the triple. Celtics trail by 6. Anderson outside. Top of the key, Rose. Back to Anderson. With his first shot attempt, it's hauled in by the Magic.
Not easy to miss a clean look inside like that, but he manages to do it.
KG, you had so much success as a high school player. In fact, you were on the cover of Sports Illustrated. How about that, huh? How about I can see the picture in my mind's eye right now.
Kev, that fell in my lap, man. That wasn't something that I was striving for, but who doesn't want to be on the cover of anything? And nonetheless, SI, and I was more than giddy-eyed and glitz or whatever you want to call it. Listen, very special moment for me. A lot of people don't know you have to get permission to be in certain neighborhoods, and we got permission to be in the neighborhood. We got the shooter right there in front of Farragut, which is very dear to me because of the transformation and the stuff that I have been through and where I was at. You know, I hold Farragut a very, 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 very special place in my heart. So it was important for me to have it on the cover.
Harden, no good. Celtics trail by 6. At the elbow, it's Rose. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
And with the lift that Rose gets from his legs, he's able to put such a soft touch on those floaters. That's a great shot for him.
Now here's Moutier. Pass to Kaminsky. From outside the arc. That one's a miss. His third shot of the game. He's made one of them. The Celtics have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Harris, no good.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those 2 things that he possesses.
And Harden with the basket on the assist from Robertson. 9 points for James Harden.
Oh, this first quarter couldn't be going much better for him. 4 for 5 from the field to get things cracking.
DeRozan on the wing. Fades back. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. DeRozan's got 8 points.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
So Boston going with almost an entire new group. Marjanovic checked in for Drummond. Markieff Morris comes in for Harris. Lamb, he's checked in for Anderson. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Derrick Rose. The Magic also changing it up. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist comes in for Andre Robertson. And it's Damian Lillard in for Emmanuel Mudiay. Harden, that's good. And Doc Rivers, your coach with the Celtics. Such a great leader. Brought your team together. Talk about that.
He brought us the belief from Mbutu and bringing all of us together and that you give yourself for the greater of the group. And everybody bought into that. And when you hear about when Miami won, Pat Riley had all those guys give something to the pot and giving yourself to something. And when you think about what team is, all these great coaches, these great minds, these great philosophers, it all surrounds that whole little philosophy right there, giving yourself to be able to get something and gain something.
Very interesting.
Very, very interesting. But a true philosophy of winning.
It's easy to see how Harden's been the league's top assist man before. I mean, he makes the special feeds.
Now, here is Morris. He's tightly guarded. DeRozan surveying the D, and a little luck that time, but it drops. DeRozan's got 10 points in the game.
Taking things into his own hands. He's been a beast this quarter.
The Magic leading by 7. Lillard outside. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
The future is bright for Lillard. Not only is he a scorer, but he's efficient, effective, and passionate about the game.
Now Lamb. 11 points for him in that last game against Indiana. From downtown, and it's James Harden with the rebound. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Orlando Magic. And Kidd-Gilchrist kicks to Harden.
That's size winning out. I mean, he needed every single inch to haul in that one.
Now here's Lamb, guarded by Harden. Morris, no good.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
To the inside, Kidd-Gilchrist. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on DeRozan.
And Kidd-Gilchrist is constantly looking to get to the line. Just a remarkable player who finds a way to get right up there in the defense.
The Magic shooting their first free throws of the evening. He hits the second from the line. Kev, talk about the characteristics needed to be a winner in this league.
Appetite. How much do you want this? Can you push through that pain right there? Are you going to dive on the floor? You're going to do the small things. You know, you're going to double down. You're going to be in the spot where you're supposed to when you're supposed to be there. You know my bads. You know, all this goes into winning. And then you need a little luck. You do. And you need an appetite. You need 15 guys that's willing to push through anything at any moment. That's the difficult part of winning.
On the same page.
On the same page, all 15 thinking the same thing.
That sounds daunting.
Listen, people think that, oh man, why can't you have 15? Because it's 15 guys thinking 15 totally different things.
Yeah.
And that's the difficult part of being a coach. That's what I'm saying. Being a coach is one of the hardest things to be because you got to take 15 perspectives and get them all on one and then go forward with the same velocity like you want to. It's frustrating.
Now here's Lillard. He had 19 points in the win against Atlanta.
And his passing also off the charts in that game. In just about every aspect of their offense, he was dialed in.
They've leaned on him tonight, and he's delivered with some great shooting.
Rozier the pass to Morris, and stolen by Lillard. Harden finds Lillard. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Harden the pass to Lillard. Just 5 on the clock. Three-pointer bangs home the trifecta. Lillard's got 5 now.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Passes to Marjanovic. DeRozan on the wing. And a wide open look for Lamb. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Harden against Rozier. Harden kicks to Kid Gilchrist. The shot comes out. James Harden getting it done for the Orlando Magic. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense they need right now. The leadership mantle, something that Damian Lillard will.
A lot of responsibility when things go.
Right on the money as always. Lillard has excelled in that leadership role.
I mean, he plays with so much confidence and composure, but also it's the way he includes his teammates and gets to know them as individuals that makes him a franchise player.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a very convincing performance from the Magic so far.
I mean, you saw it. That barrage of threes has them grooving here after one.
Well, there's not enough defensive pressure on the perimeter. We'll see in the second quarter if that gets correct.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And so in the game for the Magic, we've got Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Kaminsky out there with Adams. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Harden in at the 2 spot. Rozier the pass to Marjanovic. Now here's Lamb, guarded by Harden. Now here's Lamb. He's been quiet so far, still no points in the game. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Free throw drops for Lamb. And Kevin, what's it feel like when you hear you're one of the most dominant players of this generation? In a generation of great players.
That's weird. That's weird to hear because, you know, you don't do anything by yourself.
Think of the names. Think of the names.
You know what? When you talk about stats and you talk about, you know, numbers, then you put them up against, you know, previous and your peers, then yeah. But, you know, you got to always give homage to coaching styles. You got to always give homage to organizations, other players. You know, players make this league. This is not something you do by yourself. You come in here, you put your work in, but you know the camaraderie and the energy that you're able to get, the friendships, the bonds you're able to get in this. Now you have to give that to your teammates and your brothers that have helped you on the way.
You've always deferred. You've always said, yeah, thank you, but listen, look at this. Look at this. Look at this coach.
It is, man. Seriously, man. I won MVP in 04. And it was more about the guys that I was playing with and our connection more than the award. I was kind of the symbol and the example of that team put together. And I hope that I was able to always be, you know, the example of. I hope that I was able to always, you know, have those guys to be proud of. You know what we all accomplished that year, because you know one person just don't come into that and do that. You know that's a team.
Adams the bounce pass. Harden inside the 3-point line, and Orlando again with the bucket.
He's a point guard. I mean, the point guard's command in the pick and roll. Harden, he always reads it perfect.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Rozier against Lillard. Lets it go from 11. Some solid defense from Lillard. Orlando leading by 13. And Kidd-Gilchrist kicks to Harden. Here's Kaminsky. Great D that time from Green.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
And here's Harden. 18 points for him. And Kevin, to see you come in straight out of high school into the NBA, you forget that it was so historic because we had not seen a high school player in such a long time.
Right. Yeah, at that time, you know, it was 20 years before anybody had ever thought of the idea. I figured that I had the work ethic and the passion and the appetite for it. And I never looked back. I never second-guessed my decision. But when I did second-guess myself, I got in the gym and changed it.
Greatest picks in the history of the draft. So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
This is a critical timeout for them. They've got to come up with a plan to slow him down right here and right now.
Boston making some changes. Drummond's checked in for Marjanovic. Harris comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Rozier. Robertson, he's checked in for Orlando. Emmanuel Mudiay comes in for James Harden. Rose finds Drummond. Here's Harris. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And still trying to find his footing in the league. Mudiay must show improvement in his shooting moving forward.
The Magic have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
To the middle, here's Drummond. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Mudiay. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Terrific pass work. That shot's a lot easier after an assist like that.
Kevin, can you be great playing NBA basketball and not love to play the game of basketball?
I think it helps, man. You know, to love something is to do it with that love, to do it with that passion, to do it with that effort. You know, I remember my grandmother being there cooking with my aunt, and they would be in there singing, and they'd be dancing, they'd be tasting, and they'd be
good
mixing.
Memories.
Great memories, and you know, and you would come in there, and it was just a good time, and that energy and that spirit, if you will, or that vibration, whatever was in her cooking, and when you taste her food, it was magical. So
How wonderful.
I like to think that when you play, when you practice, or whatever you're doing with that love and that passion, with that appetite, with that whatever's in your mind, or whatever that picture is that you're chasing, you're doing it with that passion, that I'm loving what I'm doing. And when you do it with that passion, it shows, it's radiant, and people see it for what it is, straight up.
And there's the pass to Rose. He kicks it to Drummond. Green deciding where to go with it. Pass to Harris. Over Lillard. Harris, good. Harris has got his 2nd basket. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Orlando Magic. 17 points was their biggest margin. Dishes it to Robertson. There's the foul. It's on Jeremy Lamb. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for JaMychal Green. And the Magic making a change here as well. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Hernan Gomez kicks to Mudiay. Now, here is Hernan Gomez. T right on him. 3 on the clock. Takes the three. The Magic again can't hit. Celtics trail by 13. Harris. And slam dunk by Harris.
When we get a look at what Harris is capable of, when he gets aggressive and attacks the rim, incredible.
Out to the wing. Adams outside. Moutier passes to Lillard. And they pick up 2. Lillard's got 7.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, look, when you're giving up that type of height, you use your quickness. It's just that simple. And it's also a matter of skill.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Pass to Moutier. To the paint. Here's Hernan Gomez. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. Moutier's got his 5th assist in this one. Lillard against Rose. Passes it to Drummond. Over Hernan Gomez. Bank shot. No good. Orlando leading by 15. Inside. Some solid defense from Harris. The Celtics have gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. Lamb, good.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Back to Lillard. From 13, the shot that time, not on target. Some solid defense from Harris. Down low, here's Rose. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And now here are the 2K leaderboard. Since the All-Star break, these teams are leading the NBA in second chance points. The Celtics second.
And offensive rebounding, always a point of emphasis for this group, but for whatever reason, they've had particular success since the break, really just outworking their opponents on the glass.
And he makes the first.
And you gotta love watching Rose play the game. His intense style can be infectious out there, and I think it really does elevate his teammates.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Here's Lillard. He's got 7. Adams outside. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Robertson. He's covered by Rose. And Lillard kicks to Moutier. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. 5 to shoot. Here's Robertson.
Just doesn't seem to have it here in the second quarter.
Some solid defense from Harris. Outside Rose. Lobbed up there for Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
Wow, Drummond leaving the floor so quickly. The chemistry he has with his teammates on these alley-oops is very impressive.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Cover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play.
And folks, those are hops you just don't see from that one spot every day.
Well, that's why he is such an uncommon talent.
Fellas, isn't that why you like to have a great point guard who can make a play above the rim like that?
Harris's shot is good.
And the way Harris sticks these catch-and-shoot jumpers is just devastating to the defense. I mean, what can they do against that?
Moutier with the ball. Harris is there. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And let's take a look at some numbers for Anderson. Averaging 5 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
He hustles, does the little things, just a good complimentary guy who you need on your team.
Boston making a switch here. DeRozan's checked in.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Rose kicks to Harris. He feeds it to DeRozan. Can't hit from in close.
But just the presence of the D in the lane is enough to make him short arm that layup.
Shoots from the line. Robertson can't hit.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Drummond. Out to DeRozan. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
And looking now at some numbers for Steven Adams. Since the break, he's been simply stellar. 5th in rebounding, and he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage. Really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
And he's so explosive, so hungry. You really can't keep him off the glass when he wants to get there. That's why he's top 5 in rebounding. Moutier finds Lillard. Here's Robertson to the inside. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
On the wing, DeRozan over Moutier, and the shot falls short this time.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Here's DeRozan. Gets that one through the hole, make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
And you want to talk about high-volume scores, just look at what DeRozan's doing tonight. He's been on a mission, putting his mark on this game in a big way.
Stolen by Anderson. KG, I wanted to give you a special thanks for joining us, helping us with the call tonight. You always have a seat at this table to broadcast any of our games.
Oh, man, thank you, man. I appreciate you letting me come through, man. It was an honor, man, seriously.
We'll do it again soon.
Let me know, man.
That's
Let me
KG.
know.
That's the great Kevin Garnett.
My dog.
And Chris, one of the things that's really cool, getting to watch KG develop as a player and now develop as an analyst.
Well, it's fun having gone through the position where KG is. I know that it's not as an easy transition as he's making it look, but he has knowledge of the game. He is definitely one of the best defenders of our era. He's a winner, and so it's great to hear his insight anytime you can.
For Orlando, they have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8. First free throw is good. Morris is checked in for Boston. Rozier comes in for Derrick Rose. Orlando also making some changes. Frank Kaminsky, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Kid Gilchrist comes in for Robertson. And it's James Harden in for Emmanuel Moutier. And the basket is good. Anderson's got his first basket.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Harden kicks to Kaminsky. The pass to Lillard. 6 to shoot. Off target from outside.
He keeps battling. So far this quarter, he hasn't been able to get it going.
It's Anderson with the drive and slam dunk by Harris.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Well, I know he's not the #1 priority for the defense, but they still got to give him some attention, guys.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Well, this is just another case where being aggressive wins out.
And so it's the Orlando Magic with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at... All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports, the halftime show. James Harden led the way in the first half. He had 18 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. What did you think, Kenny, about what we saw from the Magic?
James Harden pretty much uncoverable in the first half. Went deep into his bag of tricks. Too big to body up. Too quick to stand in front of. It takes great team defense just to have a shot at slowing him down.
And that's going to do.
Welcome back, everyone. There's State Station. That's where you get off the tee if you're going to go visit the old State House here in Boston. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Oh, well, he's a tricky cover. He does a good job of sensing the defense, making the right move at the right time.
We've got Harris. DeRozan out there with Derrick Rose. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Anderson in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half. And the dunk is always the king of the highlight reel. We know it comes easy if you're 6'10" or bigger, but Chris, there are little guys who can get up there and slam it down hard too.
Well, I tell you what, Westbrook absolutely scares me when he dunks the ball because Westbrook thinks he's 7 foot tall and tries to dunk like it every time. So I love watching him attack the rim. How about Dennis Smith Jr.? His miss in the dunk contest last year was one of the most exciting dunks I've seen in a long time.
It was.
Eric Bledsoe, Terry Rozier. I mean, these guys, they attack the rim fearlessly, and they're going to posterize you if you're a big fella and sleeping on their hops.
Here's Robertson, who's covered by Rose. Harden against Anderson. From deep. Harden can't hit.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room. And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Nice and steady so far in the second half. They're 3 for 4.
And it's Rose with the ball for the Celtics. It's a 10-point game. Harris outside. Wants to get it to DeRozan and does. Fader on the way. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensively, you know he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly.
Moutier pass to Hernan Gomez. And it's sent back by Drummond. Down low, here's Harris. There's the dish to Rose. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Let's now pause to take a look at the scoring breakdown between the front and back court of tonight's contests for the Celtics.
And it's been guard play, which really has shouldered the burden offensively here. They'd like a bit more production from the front court, but in the meantime, this backcourt has kept them in the game.
The first one falls. And Rose drops them both. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Harden against Anderson. Harden scanning the floor. Harden draws the double. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And the Celtics with possession here. Celtics trail by 6. Outside Rose, inside, DeRozan gets the bucket and the foul. Emmanuel Mudiay picks one up.
And that was the play to make. Rose making the right read.
Celtics have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
And that free throw good from DeRozan. Magic leading by 3. Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Well, the pace right now, that's being dictated to them. They have to try to get it back to their tempo, to their style of game.
A moment now to see the numbers for Harden. 3rd in scoring, 5th in assists, and he's a defensive ball hawk. You can't let your guard down. Remember, he's 10th in the league in steals per game.
And the only way you average top 3 in points if you have that scorer's mentality. He knows he's the go-to guy, and everyone else knows it as well.
Nice work on the glass, but his defense was even better. Really has an impact on that shot.
Well, C-Web, Andre Drummond, the 9th pick in 2012. Some teams had questions about his competitive spirit. Thought he was a little too passive with UConn.
His off-the-court personality might have fed into that. I heard he's a big teddy bear, but that hasn't stopped him from beasting on the court in the association.
6 on the shot clock. Harden, that's good.
A determined scorer in the face of tight defense. I mean, it only brings out the best in Harden.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the 3rd quarter of play now. And DeRozan kicks to Rose. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Rose has got 10 points.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
And the way they've clamped down on D has been a big factor in this run.
Here's Harden. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Marjanovic checked in for Drummond. Jermichael Green comes in for Harris. And it's Lamb in there for DeMar DeRozan. Rose against Harden. Lamb finds Marjanovic. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. You know, when it comes to ongoing contract negotiations, C-Web, how distracting did you find it for those players and for yourself to deal with all that going on?
It can be very distracting if you allow it to take over. What I would suggest for players in those situations, whether you're a restricted free agent or a free agent, I would give you one piece of advice, and I think LeBron has epitomized this. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about what team or what pending teams or what city you like to go swimming in or you and your wife visit in the summer, because all that does is create confusion. And all it does is send a message to fans and other players that maybe you're thinking about something that you can't control at that time. And so usually I think you should go introspective. You should work as hard as you can to improve and to get better. But that is something that definitely can distract you. And so hopefully you have a great layer of people that can be barriers from kind of the outside noise. The contract is going to be what it's going to be, and the only way you can continue to prove your worth is by going out there executing every day on the court.
Good stuff.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Yeah, Greg, there's no panic in them. I mean, staring at a big deficit, they still kept their poise and went to work.
Harden the pass to Kaminsky. No good from outside. And so it's Lamb with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. They lead by 1. And that one's good. Marjanovic.
And you love to see Rose operating as a playmaker first and foremost.
Harden against Anderson. It's Harden with the drive, and he banks in the layup. Harden's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
I like that pick play. I mean, you can see how easily it makes it for him to get to the cup.
Lamb dishes to Anderson. From the arc. Rose, no good. Orlando's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Harden, no good.
Can't quite find his three-point touch in the second half yet. He had 2 in the first half, but still none since the break.
And Anderson kicks to Lamb. For 3. Hernan Gomez grabs the miss.
I'm all right with him taking that shot close to the hoop, but really not from long range.
Moutier with the ball. 12 points for him. Pass to Hernan Gomez. And Boston with the rebound. To the middle. And it's Anderson that time on the assist by Rose. Rose has got 6 assists in the game. The Magic trail by 3. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Well, yeah, he might have seen something he wants to exploit. Well, we'll see what they run coming out of this.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Markieff Morris comes in for Anderson, and Terry Rozier subbed in for Rose. Orlando also making some changes. Steven Adams is checked in for Hernan Gomez. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist comes in for Robertson, and Lillard subbed in for Emmanuel Moutier. Harden kicks to Kidd-Gilchrist. Over in the corner, Lillard, just 5 to shoot, and Boban Marjanovic picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Outside, Kidd-Gilchrist. Pass to Harden. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Goes back up. That one doesn't drop. So the Celtics will take it the other way. Feeds it to Lamb. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. 12 points for Lamb.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Harden against Rozier. The 3. Rebounded by Lamb.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Morris, no good. The Magic trail by 5. Lillard outside. Back to Adams. Harden up top. Rozier defending. Orlando moving the ball around. From downtown, connects from 3-point range. Harden's got 13 points in the second half.
I mean, logs his first 3 of his second half after nearly 2 in the first. They don't want to let this fella get going.
Rozier the pass to Marjanovic. Back to Rozier. Passes it to Marjanovic. And the shot goes in. Marjanovic has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Rozier against Harden. Kaminsky dishes to Adams. And it's in there. Adams has got 6. The Celtics with the lead. Now Rozier. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. In the corner, it's Morris. No good from outside. Orlando's gone into a slump here from 3-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the 3rd. Kidd-Gilchrist against Green. Right side, Kid Gilchrist over Green, and it's Orlando with another.
Oh, it's crucial for Kid Gilchrist that he nails these shots. Always working on expanding his game.
Now here's Lamb. He's got 12. There's the pass to Green. Poked away. Shot clock at 5. Here's Lamb. From outside, off the mark.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Inside. And Kid Gilchrist throws it down.
One of the league's best athletes, MKG, able to bust through the contact.
For Orlando, they have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10. Some changes for Boston. Andre Drummond's checked in for Marjanovic. Tobias Harris comes in for Green. And DeMar DeRozan subbed in for Jeremy Lamb. Rozier kicks to Harris. Pass to Morris. Back to Harris. Can they get it? And that one goes long.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And now a look at who's been leading the NBA in rebounding since the All-Star break. 5th is Steven Adams.
He has taken his rebounding very seriously since the break. It's really paid off for him and his team.
And in a short amount of time, Kid Gilchrist has established himself as one of the best perimeter defenders in the game. His long reach and tenacious athleticism really covers a lot of ground.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Rozier. DeRozan against Harden. And it's DeRozan missing.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those two things that he possesses.
Lillard finds Harden. The shot off that time. Nice D from DeRozan. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Bobbed up there for Drummond. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. A shot by Harden, wide open. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Harden's got 15 points in just the second half. Harden against DeRozan. Can they get it? What a play. Simply trains it in at the buzzer.
Oh, that's an important shot there going into the fourth quarter. They've been losing ground and needed a big play to close out the quarter.
James Harden getting it done for Orlando. And his big game just keeps getting bigger. That quarter sees him get over 30 points. We come back right after this. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on a platter and it was served
Oh,
cold.
wow.
Now,
Wow.
I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
Sports
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the
NBA
fourth quarter. So
Sunday.
on the floor for Orlando, we've got Damian Lillard. Steven Adams is out there with Kaminsky. Then there's Michael Kidd Gilchrist, and it's Harden in a 2-guard. Three-pointer Lillard kept alive, tries again, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. And it's sent back by Drummond. To the middle, it's stolen by Kaminsky. Here is Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Respect the leaping ability of Lillard or you'll get dunked on.
Celtics trail by 6. Rose passes to Drummond. Morris, left side. DeRozan against Harden. 5 on the clock. This one for 3. Rebound by the Magic. Adams has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Kaminsky, and finished off by Kaminsky.
That's the awareness that Kid Gilchrist has out there. Excellent at knowing where the open man is.
And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Boston Celtics. Harden against DeRozan. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to go on Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Boston. And a change for the Magic. Robertson, he's checked in. That's good from DeMar DeRozan.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Harden against Anderson. Harden draws the double. Back to Lillard to the paint from 7. Adams' shot is good. And the Magic lead by 7.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Rose kicks to Harris. At the elbow, it's Drummond. With the floater. And it's DeRozan missing. Orlando leading by 7. Robertson finds Lillard. No good with the triple. The Celtics have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Anderson passes to DeRozan. Nice ball movement by Boston. Left side Rose, and it's Drummond with the jam.
And that's the shot that Drummond drains constantly. Just such a nice touch from him.
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Upper Heaven, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play.
Look, the more threes he misses, the more he wants to take. Where they do that at? That's not the right mindset.
Rose, that's good.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Shoots from 12. Wow, way off on that one.
Air ball,
and as
James?
he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, he did a great job of staying patient, letting the man make his move, and getting right up on the jump shot.
Orlando making some changes. Hernan Gomez comes in for Adams. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Damian Lillard. Here's Rose. Goes up off the inbound. Anderson, the bounce pass. Clock at 6. Here's DeRozan. It's rebounded by Kidd-Gilchrist. Kidd-Gilchrist has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Harris.
Look at Kidd-Gilchrist in attack mode. I love it. Putting the defense in a tough spot.
First free throw is good.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
He's not happy about the miss, but he did make it a 2-possession game.
Tobias Harris in his 8th season in the NBA and still just 26 years old.
Yeah, I mean, 1 season at Tennessee, and he has slowly but steadily improved each year. And, he's gotten stronger, more consistent with his long-range shooting, and he's found his calling as one of those prototype small ball forwards.
And Anderson kicks to DeRozan. Steps back and shoots. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Well, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots out there.
Here's Kidd-Gilchrist. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. We throw good, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. He makes 1 of 2 that time. Celtics trail by 5. DeRozan in the corner. Boston again missing.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
I mean, truth is, if you play long enough, sometimes you're going to have a bad quarter, even a bad game. I doubt that this shakes his confidence.
Moutier finds Hernan Gomez. Lock at 6. Fires from deep. The offensive rebound. Robertson can't hit.
It's been a rough game for him, but it won't sting too bad as long as they hang on to the lead.
Oh, the lob to DeRozan. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Now a timeout called by Orlando.
And you watch Kyle Henderson out there. They call him slow-mo for how he moves on the court. It's just one of those jack-of-all-trades type of players on offense, and wasn't known for his defense, but has put in a lot of work to improve in that area.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford had to say to his team. With this game in the balance, he really came after his guys. He said, this is our time. Right now, be in the moment with each other. Do your job, and I promise you we'll win this game. Back to you.
And with Anderson, the defense has been a focus for him the last few seasons.
And even though Anderson doesn't get up and down the floor fast, he still has quick hands and feet. Is being asked to guard some of the top forwards in the league for this team and wants players to try and shoot over him so he can use his length. Considers it a win if his assignment takes a jumper and doesn't get around it. And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Inside, here's Moutier. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. And the Magic lead by 1. Game winding down, and they just keep changing leads.
And guys, no separation yet, and I really don't think we're going to see any all the way down.
Pass to Harris. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Harris is so quick on the drive. Sometimes defenders have to foul him and just hope he misses the shot.
That's good from Harris. He hits both from the stripe.
He's so confident, so self-assured on every free throw he takes.
And so it's Moutier with it. He'll bring it up for the Orlando Magic. Kicks it to Harden. Fires for 3. Connects again from distance.
And all season long, he's been nothing but money from beyond the arc.
You're right. He's been nothing short of amazing for him as he edges closer to 3rd most 3-pointers in a single season. Harris, bounce pass. DeRozan passes to Harris. Rebound by the Magic.
They came close there to tying it up.
That was a really important possession, especially at this stage of the game. Painful miss.
Here's Moutier. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
And his stroke has been dead on from the outside. I mean, inside, outside, it just doesn't matter.
Here is Rose. Harris outside. Here's DeRozan, and it's Drummond with the jam.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, an exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. Orlando's gotten some tough luck from 3-point range. In the 4th quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. And Kid Gilchrist gets it to go in.
You have to love how Kid Gilchrist isn't afraid of working his way down inside, using his tremendous size to his advantage.
Harden against Rose. Harris outside. Here's DeRozan. Orlando grabs the miss. Moutier's got his 4th rebound in this one. Orlando moving the ball around. And it's sent back by Drummond. Outside DeRozan. He kicks it to Harris. That's tipped.
Now, the lift the kid Gilchrist, that's what allows him to catch up with these shots. A sensational shot blocker from behind.
Here's Robertson, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. And the Magic lead by 6.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Anderson outside. The feed to Drummond. Orlando grabs the miss.
And they've controlled the glass throughout this game, but it's still close.
Harden, no good.
Things can turn around in a hurry. I mean, can't they? Last quarter, he was lights out. All of a sudden, nothing's dropped. A big mistake by the D, and they got away with it.
Now, here's Moutier. DeRozan defending. Launches a 3. No good that time. And it's Boston the other way. Harris kicks to DeRozan. Boston again missing. Magic leading by 6. Passes to Moutier. Kid Gilchrist looking around. Back to Moutier. Again with the block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those 2 things that he possesses.
The shot's good. Now a timeout called by Boston. They're down by 8. There's 1:40 left to play here in the 4th. To recognize our Jordan player of the game, James Harden.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
And with their spot in the postseason assured, he's picking up just at the right time to be on top of his game. Outside DeRozan. Over Moutier. Here's Drummond, and the layup falls. Drummond's got 6 points in the quarter.
Wow, Drummond is one of the top rebounders in the game. You have to put a body on him, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, just to prevent him from coming away with a second chance opportunity.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. We've got 1:23 left in the 4th. Harden draws the double. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And it's the Magic with the ball. Harris finds DeRozan. Over Moutier. Here's Drummond. Back to Harris. Now the pass to Drummond. 5 on the clock. A second chance effort. Good. And now they trail by just 4.
Just incredible patience by Harris, rising to the occasion in a big way with the key basket there.
Harden draws the double. Kaminsky dishes to Robertson. Now here's Moutier. DeRozan defending. No problems knocking that one down. Harden's got 39.
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
That's why you can't let yourself get in this deeper hole. Very little time now to climb out.
Offensive rebound. Drummond. Yes! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Whoa, Drummond is so dependable when the game is on the line. He demands the ball.
And now we've got the intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Yeah, showing off a really smooth stroke there, and that will add to their lead.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They're trailing by 7. 23 seconds left to play in the final quarter. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, this has been rough all the way around. I mean, coming in with high hopes, and then just now trying to finish the best they can.
All you can do at this point is focus. Dial in on each moment. Do your best. You can't get consumed over the score.
From deep, Green. But they recover it. Morris passes to Lamb. They get the rebound. Jacks up a 3. Drummond finds Morris. Lets it go with a 3. That shot off the mark. And so it's Orlando winning this one. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that is...
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us.